He doesn't read that. He just gets to create homeworks that don't read it anyway. Okay, guided equation of a line with zero slope. What kind of lines have zero slope? Horizontal lines. So what do the equations of horizontal lines look like? Y equals -2. If the y-intercept is -2, doesn't it mean the line looks like that? So what is the equation of that line? Very good. Write an equation of a line with an undefined slope and an x-intercept of -1. Very good. Any questions about those? Okay, some things we need to know. There are two big equations for lines that we're going to use. I guess these are probably on page 65, but you will want to write them down. There's y equals mx plus b. We all have known that one since like 7th grade, right? We've got that one down. But there's another one that's also very important, and it's point slope form. And hold on. We'll put this 2 and this is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. We are very familiar with slope-intercept form, but it has a lot of downsides to it. The only time that we can use slope-intercept form is if we have a slope and a y-intercept. So that really is a very limiting thing, right? We can only use slope-intercept form if we have a slope and a y-intercept. Often we don't have those two things. Slope-intercept form is very useful for graphing, and it's very useful if you have a slope and a y-intercept. Point slope form is better when you have a point and a slope, and that point is not the y-intercept. So that's when point slope form is better. When you have 2 points, or when you are given parallel and perpendicular line and a point. Those are when point slope form is better. In Algebra 1, you may or may not have learned point slope form. You may have always used y equals mx plus b and then solved for b. Or you may have learned point slope form. So point slope may be new to you, it may not. It is worth your time to learn because it's easier. If you know, if you have it memorized, then the questions that will come from that will be easier questions. Okay. So, 2 formulas, you need to memorize them both. You probably already knew y equals mx plus b, so that means you have 1 formula you need to memorize. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Yeah, no 2, just y minus y1. But since it was there, just a mental note. You know the slope formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. You multiply by that denominator on the other side, that's where this formula comes from. You've got a little bit of math nerd in you and want it applied. Okay. You need to know that parallel lines have the same slope and perpendicular lines have opposite. And I'm going to put the word "and" in between so you'll know to do 2 things. Opposite and reciprocal slopes. Opposite and reciprocal. You've heard that before, haven't you? Opposite, reciprocal. You know what it means. changing the sign is where the opposite comes in. So you have to change the sign and flip. So for perpendicular lines, you change the sign and you flip. A lot of people get in their mind that reciprocals mean change sign and flip, and it doesn't. It's actually that you're doing two things. You're doing the opposite and the reciprocal. Change sign and flip. Parallel lines have the same slope. Perpendicular lines have opposite and reciprocal slopes. So example, perpendicular 1/3 and -3/1. Those are opposite and reciprocal. The sign changed and you flip. Okay, so I've got a bunch of things here. I want to find the equation of line with this stuff happening. So the first thing I'm going to ask myself is, do I want to use point slope form or do I want to use slope intercept form? And those words are very telling. If I have a slope and a y-intercept, then I'll want to use slope intercept form. If I have a slope and a point, I'll want to use point slope. So what do I have at the beginning? I have a slope and I have a point. Is that point a y-intercept? How would you know if it were a y-intercept? What would it look like if it were a y-intercept? The x would be 0. So we can pick that out. If it's 0, -6, that's a y-intercept. I'll use slope intercept. But this is just a point and a slope, so I'm going to use point slope form. Y minus the y value. So let me write it down. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So the y value is -6. So minus -6 actually turns out to be plus 6. That is an equation of a line through that point with that slope. Now, if I were on an ACT and all the answers were slope intercept form, what would I do from here? If I wanted it in slope intercept form for some reason. Just get y by itself, right? So just because we are putting it in point slope form doesn't mean I can't put it in slope intercept form. On the homework tonight, if it says to put it in slope intercept form, it doesn't mean you have to start there. Start here and then go to slope intercept form. Just for this one time, for the rest of the time I won't because of time. This one time I'm going to put this in slope intercept form to show you that you can do that. You get y plus 6 equals -3/4 x minus -3, which would be plus 3. Distributing the 3/4. Use your calculator to multiply those if you need to. And then subtract the 6 over. So I get y equals -3/4 x minus 3. So if I wanted slope intercept form, that would be it. If it doesn't make you do slope intercept form, could you leave it like this? Just read the directions. If it says put it in slope intercept form, then you have to. If it doesn't, then don't, because that's a perfectly good line. It's just in slope form. 3 minus 6. How would I write the equation of a vertical line through the point 4, -6? First of all, what would that look like? X equals. Do everyone agree x equals? What do you think x is equals if I'm going to go through the point 4, -6? 4? How do you know? X is always 4. If I'm hitting that point, then I have to go. It has to be x equals 4. If it had said a horizontal line through that point, what would it be? what am I going to have to do before I can write the equation of the line? Find the slope. Does everyone agree? So what I'm going to do, how do you find slope? y2 minus y1
over s.
And that's weird. What is 0 over -8? What does that mean the slope is? 0. 0 on the bottom would give you undefined. 0 on the top is 0. What kind of line has a slope of 0? Y equals, right? A horizontal line. So what does y equal? One, two, three, four, five, 1, 2. And 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Equation of that one. Y equals 2. Why is it y equals 2? Right? It's a horizontal line goes through 2. How could I have seen that from this up here?
The denominators are the same.
They have the same y values. Could you maybe even notice that before you did slope? Because it's got to be horizontal if you have the same y value. What if you had the same x value? That would be a vertical line. So you can kind of pick this out. But if not, you catch it when you do the slope and you get a 0 slope. And then you go, okay, this is a horizontal line. Okay, this is 2 random points. This is not vertical or horizontal. So 8 minus 4 over 4 minus -3. And then how will I write the equation of the line once I have the slope? What are 2 things I need to write an equation of a line? A slope and a point. Do I have a slope? Do I have a point? I have 2 of them. That's one of them, so I need them. Just going to pick one. It doesn't matter which one you pick. Now you could pick the other one. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Formula. Point slope form. And why did I choose point slope form again? I don't have a y-intercept. If I have a y-intercept, I'll use slope intercept form. But anytime I don't have a y-intercept, I'm going to use point slope form. Yes.
So you could have done y minus 4 equals 4 second.
That's perfect. Yes. You could have used the other point. It would be the same equation. Now, it wouldn't look the same, but if you put it in slope intercept form, would it look the same? It would. It would end up being the same thing in slope intercept form if you have to do that. Again, read directions. If it says put it in slope intercept form, comply. That's what it says. Okay, I have an x-intercept of 3 and a y-intercept of 4. I have a y-intercept. What do I not have? A slope. How do I find slope? The formula, right? Now this shows up on the college algebra final. It's a really big problem. Alright. It looks like I don't have 2 points. But do I have 2 points? It's probably a good idea to write them as points. What is an x-intercept written as a point? 3, 0. Does everyone agree? What's the y?
Excuse your representative, the following students in high school office: Denver Davis, Michaela Rodriguez, Chris Coons, Kenny Shelifo, Kaden Thomas in the high school office. Thank you.
So I have a point right now, y-intercept, and I can find a slope by doing y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And then I can use slope intercept form. What is my b? 4. How do you know it's 4? Because that's the y-intercept. use point slope form? I could. It should give me the same answer. One last thing that we need to do. Write an equation of a line parallel to 3x plus y equals 4 through the point 4, negative 6. What are the two things I need to write the equation of a line? Slope and a point. I would argue I have a point. So I know my line is y plus 6 equals something times x minus 4. Right? Everyone agree? I just don't know the something. How am I going to find that something? Slope. It's the same as the slope of this line. Everyone agree? How do you know it's the same as the slope of this line? Because parallel lines have the same slope, right? So I'm going to go over to this line and find the slope. It does take a little bit of work. Not a lot, but I do have to subtract that 3x over, get y back. A lot of people will mistakenly put this down as your answer. If this is a line parallel to that one through that point. This is that line, right? I don't want that line again. I want one parallel to it through that point. So all I'm going to do is from this, I'm going to steal the slope. So the only thing I did, the reason I did that work is to get that slope. So this slope is negative 3. If you're on ACT and it's in slope-intercept form, what do you do? What are the answers in slope-intercept form? Did I mess up? What do I do if I need it in slope-intercept form? Just get y by itself. Distribute the negative 3, subtract the 6 over. If I need it in slope-intercept form, that's how I'll do it. If it doesn't ask you to, then leave it like that. Okay, what am I going to do if I'm finding a perpendicular line? So we're still at the same point, so I still know I'm looking at a line that looks like this, right? What am I going to do if I have a line perpendicular? What is that? Okay, the slope, now this is, you notice this is the same line that we were talking about up there. It's y equals negative 3x plus 4. That slope is negative 3. But my line is not parallel to it. It's perpendicular to it. So we positive 1 over 3. Y positive 1 over 3. Reciprocal and opposite. That makes sense. You look so that makes sense so far. So the perpendicular, I do the flip and make it negative. I knew you looked a little.